Okay, well, that would be a good place to maybe stop and talk for a moment. I think the first thing what we need to do, and where we have to really start, is talking a little bit how to rhythmically organize tempis in such a way that actually you would be capable to perform, not just with the piano, but also with the orchestra. So without making it too complicated, I still wanted you to maybe refer to piano part, which might be accessible, and take a look on places where you have liberty to take time when you feel necessary, and the orchestra or piano would not be really involved in any adjustments, because there are very often situations when the orchestra holds the chord and you have a passage, and you can stretch time, you can push a little bit forward, you can be very expressive with time, and no concessions are expected from anybody else. At the same time, you have to be very mindful of places where many different musicians will be playing along with you, and it would be really impossible for them to be accommodating every jump in tempo back and forth.
I see.
So I think that is the first potential problem which strikes me, and I think it would be also very important for you to have those places where you have other musicians playing with you, the orchestra part to be quite condensed, to be really much more straight, much more rhythmically organized, much more unified in tempo. And you are absolutely have total freedom of expressing yourself with dynamic, with accents, with color of tone, with speed of your vibrato, with diminuendis, with crescendis, with all range of dynamic, but not with time.
Okay, I see.
So, and there are few places where I think the ritenuto, for example, is quite customary. So, before the second theme, you hold that fermata, and from that D, tempo has to be absolutely straight and moving, and maybe not so fast as you played. For example, pam pam pim pam 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 pam. No way. You have to play phrase in the same tempo. Pam pim pam 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 pim pam piam pam 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 pim pam 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 pim pam. And if you stretch certain chord, then with the following chord you have to compensate for that liberty you took. But the beats have to be absolutely organized.
I see.
So this is a very general comment, but we can go into the details and talk about it more specifically. But I do notice that it would be helpful for you to play with piano, and it would be maybe helpful to play even with recording, since you cannot probably hire an orchestra to practice with you. So, but find some ways, and also, of course, without anybody, just you alone. You can look in a score, you can look in the piano part, and strategize based on this part, this information, where you can take time and where you cannot.
Okay, I see.
I think it is very, very important, because it's very hard, to practice alone. You're in the room, with your imagination and your expressions, and you feel almost like it's free for all, but it's not.
I see.
Yes. All right. So before we go any further, I would like to go back to the beginning, right? And make sure that the very opening you play, it is not just rhythmically very, organized, but it is also very expressive at the same time. Okay? Because what you presented was very expressive, but it wasn't maybe very rhythmically organized. Once you will play it more straight, more in tempo, I want to see what happens with your expression. Okay? Let's do it.